Okay, a useful links page. Many teachers find that adding links to their website is helpful for parents and for students. So I'm just going to show you a really easy way to add links to your Google site, and it's once again going to utilize your Google Drive, because remember, I know I'm going to say this many times and be repetitive, but if you prepare things in your Google Drive and then link them from your website, then you're just editing in one place. So you have all of this information in your Google Drive, and as you change it from year to year, your website is automatically updated, so it saves you work. So I'm just going to show you an example of how I set up links pages. Again, I went to my Google Drive that I have been given by Woden for demonstration purposes, and I created a new document, and I'm just going to make a links page example. Now your links page is going to be organized by however you teach. I teach 7th grade science, so my links are going to be organized by unit. I realize that elementary people and people who teach more than one subject, you guys are going to have to figure out how to organize your links so that they make sense. But the most important thing to remember if you're adding a links page to your website is you consider the audience. The links are made for parents and students. So you want to set it up where it is easy for them to find what they need. You know, don't make them search for things too much, because they won't look, and then they'll just be emailing you and saying, oh, I couldn't find it. So you got to kind of consider that. So basically what I do for a links page, or when I use a links page, now I've kind of graduated over to assignment sheets, which I'll show later if you're interested in that one, is I would create a Google Doc, and I used the table. So I would go up here to table, and I would insert a table, and I inserted 13 rows and 2 columns because I have 12 units, and then I wanted a general links. So now you have to consider again right here your audience, like I said before. So the first thing I don't like about this is I want more space. So I'm going to go to File, Page Setup, and I'm going to change my margins to 0.5 to give me more space inside that table to type. And then I can click here and drag that over, and now I have a bigger space. And I've already went through, you know, before I recorded, and I use 2 different colors of font. That way parents or kids can find easily the unit that they want to access. And you could even go as far as you can highlight, like if you want to make one column color. That's a good thing to do just for a visual, so you can highlight the column you want and change it a color. Yellow is usually a good background color if you're using black or red, because actually black font on a yellow background is the easiest, research says, the easiest setup for people to read, like on posters and on the internet and stuff. So I'll leave that like that. And then basically what you're going to do is you have to go through and just list the links that you want. So general, I'm going to use an example, general links for my class. I use Educanon in my class all the time. So I'm going to go to Educanon. This is the safest way to do a link, is to actually go to the site you want to link to. You can just type them straight in, but you're running the risk of making a typo in your link, which would, you know, be a broken link on your website. But I want my kids to be able, and parents, if, you know, they so need to go to Educanon and log in. So once I get to the website, I click and highlight the URL address, and then I can right click or hit Control-C and copy. And then, oops, sorry, I go back to my links page, and I go to Insert a Link, and I'm going to right click paste or Control-V, and then I type the text that I want to show up, and there is a link on my web page. And like I said, I would continue doing this all the way down for my units for links that I wanted my parents and kids to have. And the reason I use a Google Doc to do this is because that way I edit it in one place in my Google Drive, And as I edit it, my website is already updated. I don't have to worry about constantly going back to the website to update things because I work in Google Drive most of the time, not on the website. So it's just easier for me to do that. And once you get used to it, I've never had anybody tell me that it's a waste of time. They actually say, oh, thank you for showing me that. That saved me a lot of headache for later. So now we need to add this. We'll pretend like I've added a whole bunch of useful links for my parents to do. Now I'm going to go back to my website, and again I'm going to add a page, and then I'm going to name my page Useful Links, and again it's going to be a web page, and it's going to be a top level page, and I'm going to hit create. Okay, and there's the title showing up there. And inside my box, I'm just going to type, click below to find links to help you with learning. You can say whatever you want. And I don't like that that's that small, so I'm going to go in and make it there. Now I need to insert a link. I'll just call this Miss Mitchell's Links. I could have done straight from the link, but that's okay. Now I'm going to go back to my link page example, and remember to share a page. I click the share button. I want the link. I'm not sending it to anybody, so I click here, and I have to change this because this is going to be public where anybody on the internet can see. So I click this and hit more, and I change it to public on the web and hit save. Oh, and make sure that this says view, because you don't want anybody on the internet editing. You just want them to be able to see it. And then I will save it, and it says link sharing update, and I copy the link, go back to my website, and I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to hit insert link. It's a web address, and it automatically puts the text that I had typed, and I'm going to paste or Control V and hit OK. And then once I hit save, now when people go to my website, if they click this link, it's going to take them to my Google Doc that has all of my links listed. I apologize, my internet is really slow today. Plus I have like 3 Google browsers open, which probably isn't helping it. But anyway, there it goes. It will go to my links page, and then again throughout the year as I update this, my website is already updated.